Now at 5, a shakeup in Milwaukee's violence prevention office as the city faces record homicide numbers. Tonight, the former director is breaking her silence as the mayor appoints an alderman to replace her. Milwaukee recorded more than 140 homicides already this year, and the number of non-fatal shootings is about the same as last year. 12 News' Kent Wainscott is live outside City Hall. Kent, the mayor is disputing claims that he hasn't fully supported the Office of Violence Prevention.
Yeah, that's right. Mayor Cavalier Johnson says the Office of Violence Prevention has his full support, but there is controversy surrounding this move tonight. The former director telling 12 News today that that office never had the full backing of the city, and she says her firing, in her words, was unprofessional. But the changeover is complete tonight. That office will now be in the hands of a former Common Council president.
Ashanti Hamilton has accepted my invitation to serve as the director of the Office of Violence Prevention.
With his appointment by Mayor Cavalier Johnson, former Common Council President Ashanti Hamilton says he plans to hit the ground running in an attempt to curb the rise in violence in the city.
We want to ensure that we are measuring whether or not that what we're doing is actually having an impact for the residents that live in this city.
Hamilton's appointment comes less than 2 weeks after the sudden firing of the former director.
I am concerned about the future of the office.
Speaking publicly for the first time since her firing, Arnita Holloman says despite growing scrutiny over the effectiveness of the office, she was surprised by her dismissal. You were given no warning?
No.
You never saw this coming?
No.
You called it unprofessional.
That was my opinion. It was unprofessional.
And she accused the mayor of not sufficiently backing the office, something the mayor disputes.
We never received the support that we should have received from the city.
Former director says that the mayor's office and the health commissioner's office didn't support this office sufficiently.
I disagree with the former director's statement. I'll just leave it at that.
But Johnson would not elaborate on his reasons for the sudden shakeup. Why such an abrupt change, Mayor?
I don't really intend to discuss, those personnel matters intimately.
And Kent, Alderman Hamilton also addressed some issues in his past that may lead some to question his choice as head of violence prevention.
Yeah, he did. He took those on and commented on today an incident that goes back more than a decade. In 2009, Hamilton was charged with child abuse, accused of striking his daughter with a hanger. He entered a plea deal later on that dismissed that felony charge if there were no subsequent issues, which there were not. Today, he said that was part of his past, but he called it a learning experience, part of his reality. He says his family since then has been successful and has grown, and now in this new position, he says he hopes he can help other families grow through that experience as well.